Hello, and today I'm going to show you some consciousness expansion tools, some practical, amazing practices and awarenesses that you will get from this incredible knowledge that I'm about to give you. So this is applied theory. I always say there is nothing better than applied philosophy because a good theory is always based on practice. And there's no good practice without a good theory and vice versa. So this is about you creating shifts in your life and engaging in your consciousness expansion. It's a practice by the Cardinal Method called the gratitude flow. So let me show this to you. There are 2 books about the Cardinal Method. I published Your Cardinal Connections in 2016 and the Cardinal Method of Life Connection in 2017. They both have practices. This book has 2 practices and this one has 1. This is a geometry we create, so if you're interested, you can just reach for it in Amazon or even in our website. There's a lot of stuff about the book. But I want to focus on Your Cardinal Connections, which is the first one. It's an introduction about the Cardinal Method and soul healing and consciousness expansion and the power of crystals. This is one of the practices described in the book. So the last chapters here, chapter 6 and chapter 7, describe the practices. This is the inner child practice in chapter 6. But what we're focusing on today is the gratitude flow practice, which heals the wounded, distorted aspects of our ego. This practice requires discipline, and you will realize that it's not that hard to be disciplined about our lives in general. It's a fast practice, but it lasts 7 weeks, but it's just 7 minutes, 1 day a week. How does it work? You will choose 1 day of the week, let's say a Tuesday, and on the next Tuesday, you will do the second day of the practice. And you will hold a crystal in your hand. I'm going to show it to you in a minute how you're going to hold that. But it's creating discipline and patience in your life. So the good thing about the gratitude flow is that it's simple and extremely effective. I had a lot of people test this in different countries, actually, people from different nationalities. And the feedback I got was incredible. You're going to see for yourself. You're going to see the molecules in your body shifting. So chapter 7, strengthening a positive ego, the positive aspect of the ego. I talk about that in prior videos. What happens here is that you need to grab a stone for the practice to happen. I'm going to get a bornite here. And first thing, what's the size of the crystal? Something that fits comfortably in your hand. So what you need is a common sense size stone. Everything in a Cardinal Method is about proportion. I always say that. So you don't want to grab a huge chunk of stone. People actually tried it when we were testing the practice before I published it, and it really doesn't work as well. So get a small stone. You don't have to get a huge one, so I can show you a not proportional size. So this is awesome. This is a stilbite. It's beautiful, huge, and a little heavy. So this is not going to allow you to create the hand position that we are using in the practice. So this is a good size, okay? So let's just place this here. What you're going to do is place your hands in mandala mudra. What is a mudra? A mudra is a sacred hand position that aligns our energy field and that connects our chakras. So there's a specific mudra for each chakra. Put one hand on top of the other. That's the hand position you're creating. It doesn't matter which hand on top of which, okay? And then you're going to create a circle with your thumbs. And the crystal is here in your hand. Now, Hindu tradition has the mudra without the crystal. And people ask, can I do the gratitude flow? Can I just create the practice by myself without the crystal? Yes, but why would you do that since you have the benefit of the crystal energy? And the Cardinal Method always includes crystals. Crystals are the gravitational center of the Cardinal Method. So use a stone. That's the novelty of the whole thing. I weaved together these ancient wisdoms with contemporary knowledge and created something completely new for you to benefit from. So use a stone, whichever feels right for you. I never tell people which stone to get unless it's an individual session and it's very specific. But for us right here, you can just intuitively choose your stone. I always believe in trusting your intuition and empowering yourself as much as possible. So here we go. Mandala Mudra. Create a circle or an oval shape. If you research, that's something that happened with the beta groups as well, the people who were testing the practice. There are different illustrations of Mandala Mudra on the internet. And you will choose this one, which is also on the back cover of the book. So you can, here is an exact demonstration of how you should hold your stone and how to create Mandala Mudra. All right? So here we go. It's a 7-week practice. But as I said, the energy will be flowing throughout the 49 days or 7 weeks. Where is your discipline? Where does your discipline reside in your commitment? You will choose a day of the week, let's say Tuesday. On the next week, you're going to do the flow, the practice on another Tuesday. You're not going to do it on Monday or Wednesday or Thursday because that's going to break the fractal. What is a fractal? It's a spiraling pattern. And you want that to be precise. We work a lot with proportion and geometry in the Cardinal Method. And you don't want to break your fractal. And when we were testing this, I tested this so many times, but the last time I did it before I published the book, people said, oh, I forgot week 3. Can I just pick up next week? No, because your fractal is going to be wobbly. I myself was doing the practice with the group of people who volunteered, and on week 6, I forgot. And I'm like, oh my goodness, no way, don't. But yeah, I had to go back all the way to week 1 and know that this is food for thought for you. Where do you need more clarity? Where do you need more balance? When we forget unconsciously, we self-sabotage, whatever, that's where we have the biggest blockage. So this is good for you. It's spiritual discipline, right? So don't give up and go back to the first week if you break the fractal, if you forget one day of the week. And do not do this don't decide that now you're going to do it on Wednesday if you started on Tuesday. Okay? So that's important. It's going to be 7 weeks, and in one day of the week that you choose, you will be doing the practice for 7 minutes. 7 is a sacred number for a lot of traditions, a lot of spiritual traditions and religions. So we're using the number 7 minutes, and then you can start. So remember, you've got your hands in Mandala Mudra. Let me put my book here. You got this here. And the first week, you're going to speak the affirmation. Again, if you haven't seen the Crystal Guide video, I talk about the throat chakra, so just go back there and catch up. Because the words that we pronounce reverberate in our cells, change the patterns of our energy. So it's important that you use your voice to attest that you're committed to the gratitude flow. And remember, gratitude heals the distorted ego. We get out of judgment, we get out of cruelty, we get out of control, excessive control. We get out of expectations. We're just grateful for what is and present when we're in gratitude. So the first week, that's here described in the book, but I'm going to guide you now. You can just watch the video and do this. Is about honoring God or source or the life source or the creator, whatever you want to call. The reason why we're alive, we were created. We're going to thank that source of energy, or God. So we say, dear God, thank you for my life. You're going to repeat that sentence for 7 minutes, holding the stone in Mandala Mudra. And just breathing and saying, dear God, thank you for my life. 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 Repeatedly until the timer rings. And that's it. 1 day a week for 7 minutes. you're going to see a lot of shifts in consciousness and awareness throughout that week. Then in week 2, we are going to honor our ancestors and our parents. Now, I know this is delicate for a lot of people. I work with so many clients at Renova. I know that some people have trauma, have issues, have resistance with their parents, but focus on the fact that you are alive today in a physical human body because your ancestors and your grandparents and your parents have made you. Focus on that. Don't focus on the trauma. Focus on the gratitude to have human cells creating a beautiful body that you're now present in. Do this for yourself. I cannot tell you how powerful the shift is when we thank our parents and ancestors for our lives. So you're going to hold the same crystal. People ask, should I change the crystal every week? I've tested different ways with the practice, and I will tell you, it keeps a stable, coherent, consistent flow if we use the same stone. So some people that tested this before I published the book would say, oh, I did the first 3 weeks with one, and then I changed on the 4th. Fine, but remember the fractal, the more consistent and harmonious that is, the better. Some people did the gratitude flow for 7 weeks, so disciplined. It was so beautiful to see. And right after the 7th week, they started again with another stone. That is fine. That's awesome, actually. That's great. But do not change crystals in the middle of your practice, of your 7-week practice. That's what I recommend, okay? So you will speak the words for 7 minutes. You're going to repeat that with the stone in Mandala Mudra. All my dear ancestors, thank you for my life. Use the word dear because that immediately creates love in your affirmation. And love heals all wounds, right? So dear, all my dear ancestors, thank you for my life. Dear Dad, thank you for my life. Dear Mom, thank you for my life. You're going to do this for 7 minutes, holding the stone in Mandala Mudra. All my dear ancestors, thank you for my life. Dear Dad, thank you for my life. Dear Mom, thank you for my life. And just keep saying it for 7 minutes until the timer rings, and that's it. Powerful shifts have happened for people who have done this, and I'm sure you're going to benefit too. On the 3rd week, we have the healing of the chakras. Now that does not require verbal affirmations. You're just going to visualize. You're going to use your visualization power. So if you don't know what chakras look like, you can easily find on the internet many images, and please try to visualize them with color. So the root chakra is red, the sacral chakra is orange, the solar plexus is yellow, the heart chakra is green or pink or both, the throat chakra is turquoise, bright blue, the third eye chakra is indigo or purplish, and I imagine the crown chakra as a white platinum color. Some people say this is indigo on the third eye and purple on the crown. Whatever fits your needs, whatever feels good for you, just go for what best fits your visualization abilities. And you're just going to put the timer for 7 minutes. Sit still and visualize your chakras all glowing. This is nice because Bornite, this stone, is actually the master stone for all chakras, all chakra alignments and connection of the 7 main chakras. So this is great. And also the tiny little minor chakras. Bornite is a stone that aligns all chakras in our bodies. So, but if you don't get Bornite for the practice, don't go find one for this specific week. If you get a clear course, just stick with the stone that you started with from the beginning. And just sit still and visualize your chakras for 7 minutes in Mandala Mudra with the crystal on top of the hand, of one of the hands. Okay, week 4, healing the inner child. The cover of the book is the inner child practice, which is described here in chapter 6. But in the gratitude flow, we include the inner child as well, because if you're too dramatic, if you're in victim mode, if you're always in fear, that tends to be an inner child mindset. Your inner child may be ruling your life in some aspects, so this is so important. And then what you're going to say is, my inner child, I see you, I love you. Whenever we acknowledge a person or energy, we bring immediate healing. So you're just going to imagine your inner child, yourself as a child, age 7, age 4. That's what I recommend to people. If another age comes, fine, but try not to imagine yourself older than 7 years old. And just keep repeating out loud, my inner child, I see you, I love you. I'm putting the stone here right in front of my heart because I want you guys to see it. But you can just sit comfortably and rest your hands on your thighs or just below the navel. Just make yourselves comfortable, okay? What I'm doing right now is just to show you the position. You don't have to be like this throughout the meditation. I explained it all in detail in the book if you guys are interested. 7 minutes, inner child practice, the inner child 4th week healing. My inner child, I see you, I love you. And then we go on to the 5th week, which is incredible, which is healing all your relationships. So imagine yourself as a star that shines in all directions. It's the Ho'oponopono affirmation. So Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian prayer, but it actually has Christian roots. It has to do with colonization. I'm not going to get historical here, but it's four sentences that create love and forgiveness. So you think of a person and you say the Ho'oponopono prayer. You can think of a situation and say the Ho'oponopono prayer. And that heals immediately. There are awesome books about Ho'oponopono, Dr. Len, if you're interested. But what we do here in the Cardinal Method, and I do include this because I believe this is a multicultural approach. So anything that's powerful in any culture, I like to include in the Cardinal Method after I've tested it. And I know Ho'oponopono is powerful. So in the 5th week, we say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. There are tons of YouTube videos with that affirmation, with some Zen music in the background. I usually send links to my clients to do that. But it's 7 minutes repeating with your voice. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Do you have to think of somebody throughout the process? Not necessarily. People will come to your mind. Just let it flow, okay? And then we have the 6th week, connecting to the silent observer. Silence. This is the hardest one. I told you, I flunked that one the last time I tried to practice with the group. But then I picked it up and did the 7 weeks and it worked. But what it is that you're going to be in silence. Preferably for me, since I'm very visual, I like to focus on my third eye, on my forehead. And just stay silent for 7 minutes. People are going to say, we can silence the voice, but not the mind. That's what a lot of initial meditation is all about. When we're starting to meditate, it's not easy, but just committing to be silent and in presence in your body is already meditation. You are already connecting to that vibration. So even if thousands of thoughts cross your mind, Deepak Chopra said that is your mind detoxing. It's purging thoughts. So just be grateful and just do it. Set the timer for 7 minutes and be silent and observe. And that's it. Remembering to keep your hands in Mandala Mudra with the crystal on top of one of the hands. And last but not least, the 7th week, which is connecting to abundance. Let me tell you this. Life is abundance. Life is abundant also. Abundance is waiting to flow into our lives, to barge in, and it doesn't because we create these huge stone walls that look like medieval walls that don't allow abundance to flow into our lives. So if we're struggling with abundance, it's our own mind's creation. What we do here is dissolve blockages in the mind, giving ourselves permission to allow abundance to flow. It's given to us. Do we have to fight for our lives? Do we have to struggle? Do we have to create things? Yes, we have to do our part. We have to be disciplined. We have to engage. But when we're in the abundance flow, we do our part and life answers accordingly. You can be sure of that. That is like gravity. So trust the process and trust that life is abundant, in abundance. And the affirmation in the 7th week is, I am connected to the infinite flow of love, freedom, and abundance in my life. You're going to repeat that for 7 minutes. I am connected to the infinite flow of love, freedom, and abundance in my life. So, memorize that. I am connected to the infinite flow of love, freedom, and abundance in my life. Keep repeating it for 7 minutes until the timer rings. And then, congratulations, you've done the gratitude flow practice. You've created awesomeness in your life. Love, freedom, peace, joy, all the gifts that are here for us will be yours if you commit. And I really hope you do this because a lot of people have benefited, still are benefiting. The feedback keeps growing. And this is my gift to you.